Welcome to Once Upon a Castle, unlocking the magic of Disney, past and present. I'm Gini, your guide through the parks and the pages of Disney's rich history. Each week, we will share expert tips to help you plan your perfect visit and explore the stories, secrets, and legends that make the magic real. From Walt's vision to today's hidden gems, we will help you feel more connected, more prepared, and more enchanted every step of the way. So, whether you're counting down the days to your next trip or just dreaming of a stroll down Main Street, USA, this is your place to discover the wonder. This is Once Upon a Castle. Hello and welcome back to Once Upon a Castle, the podcast where we wander through the lands, the lore, and the little magical moments that make Disneyland the happiest place on earth. I'm your host, Ginny, and oh, friends, do I have an episode for you. Now, if you've been with us through our New Orleans Square series, first of all, thank you, and second of all, we did it! That series is officially in the books, and I hope you loved exploring that corner of the park with me as much as I loved making it. But today, we're doing something a little different because my husband and I just got back from 2 absolutely magical days at the Disneyland Resort, and I'm bringing him on the show to talk all about it. And y'all, we packed these 2 days full. We attempted a full food crawl around Disneyland Park, and I do mean attempted. You'll hear how that went. We went on a special guided tour at Disneyland. We ate our way through the Food and Wine Festival over at Disney California Adventure, and we capped it all off with the World of Color dessert party. 2 parks, countless bites, 1 very patient husband, and so many moments I cannot wait to share with you. So grab some popcorn from Main Street, get cozy, and settle in because this is going to be a fun one. My husband is joining me in just a moment, and together we're going to walk you through everything, what we loved, what surprised us, and what we'd absolutely do again, and maybe a few things that we'd do a little differently next time. Are you ready? Let's head through the gates together. Everybody, let's give a big warm welcome to my husband, Mr. Jason West.
Hello, everybody.
Whoa, the crowd goes wild.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me on.
So I do want to jump into our trip report, but before that, I wanted to spend some time having the listeners get to know you a little bit better. So that way they kind of knew the person that was leading them around Disneyland.
Oh, you didn't prep me for this.
No, I sure didn't. I wanted this to be like
straight off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Okay.
Your real, authentic thoughts and feelings about things.
Well, back in 1872.
All right.
I was born. No, just kidding.
Okay, so let's really start off. Normally, I like to ask guests about their Disney story. I'm going to ask you something just a smidge different. So before we met, what was your relationship with Disney? Did you grow up watching the movies? Did your family ever talk about going to the parks? Or was it just kind of not on your radar?
It really wasn't on my radar. I remember I have a picture of me as a little kid where I'm wearing you remember, well, of course you remember. I think you have one here, but the old school Disney ears that was like the little cap.
The hat? Yeah.
The hat, and then it has the ears coming out of it.
Right there.
Yep, that one. So I have a picture with me wearing one of those, and I'd have to ask my mom. I don't remember the story, but I think she went, and she brought me that hat back. Mm-hmm. And then growing up with I have 2 younger sisters, and they love the Disney movies, and so when I'd go visit them in the summer, we would watch them over and over again. I remember seeing Aladdin like 300 times in one summer. Mm-hmm. So I grew up watching Disney movies with them, and I do remember, I love the movies, and I just love cartoons in general, and Disney has always had some of the best, and they still do. So, but I never had been to any of the parks or really cared much about Disney outside of that. Fast forward to Ashton, my son Ashton was probably I want to say he was probably 8 years old.
And he's 22 now.
Yeah, so this was a while ago. We planned a trip to Disney World in Florida, and we did we just spent one day at Disneyland, and then we did SeaWorld and Universal, and we did the whole Florida experience.
Magic. When you say Disney World, that's Magic Kingdom?
Sure.
With the castle.
There was a castle.
Okay, that's...
Yeah. I'm like, sure. There was fireworks and a lot of sun.
Yeah.
And it actually did rain, I remember one day. But yeah, I don't remember a whole lot of that. That was quite a while ago. Like I said, that was probably 14 years ago. So, and then outside of that I just don't, besides watching Disney movies, well, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And of course, as you all know, Disney acquired Star Wars some time ago. And so besides that, that's my only experience with Disney.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're welcome.
I don't know if a thank you is warranted because my wallet says you're not welcome.
Well, don't worry about it. You can't put a price on happiness. So you got to experience Disneyland Park with me for your very first time.
Yep.
And this was 3-ish years ago.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So do you remember the moment I first brought up going to Disneyland together?
No.
Oh, you don't?
I mean, you're going to have to edit this out. Jog my memory.
So we had talked about you were graduating with your master's, and it was going to be right about the same time as Star Wars Night was coming to Disneyland.
Right.
And so we had planned to celebrate for you for that to go to Star Wars Night.
My master's was around the same time?
Yeah.
I thought we had been before that.
No,
okay.
that was our first trip. So we got tickets to Star Wars Night. That's my first and only after hours event, but we were going to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember talking about Star Wars Night. I didn't realize that was around the same time as my master's and that was part of the conversation. But yes, I do remember that conversation.
Yeah, we did that to celebrate.
Okay.
All right. Well,
fair
my
enough.
next questions might not land.
Well,
so let's see what you remember.
Okay. I do remember. I may be spoiling something, but I think before even my first time, you had not so casually mentioned that if I was ever to propose to you, that it must be at Disney and it must be in front of the castle. And I think you even told me the spot that it had to be. So
Which was?
Over on the bridge.
By
the waterfall.
The Wishing Well.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. And I just told you the other day that first trip.
Oh.
I for sure thought that first trip you were going to propose. So I was, waiting as we went around every corner and every time and like, could this be it? When's he going to take me up there? And then you didn't. And I was really mad.
First trip was about me. Okay. Second trip was about you.
All right. So going back to our first trip to Disneyland, the two of us together, what do you remember about walking through the gates the first time, specifically as an adult?
I remember it's going to sound cliche, but just the ambiance, like the way Main Street is done. And just as soon as you walk in, it feels like you're in a little town. Obviously there's a bazillion people, so that kind of ruins that part of it. But it just feels like you're like in this little town and everything's just done up so well and it smells so good and it just looks so pretty. And then you see the castle in the background and just there's it's like electric. There's an air of excitement and everybody, well, not everybody, but most people are like kind of jittering and they're excited and they got smiles on their face. And yeah, I just remember being like, whoa, this is interesting. This is different because I don't think I ever did rope drop when I went to Florida. I'm pretty sure we just lazily went whenever. So rope drop with you was the first time I got to experience that and just sitting there anticipating when, we could rush into the gates. It was pretty cool.
Rope drop, don't stop. So you just kind of described a little bit about what it actually ended up being, but what were you kind of thinking or expecting Disneyland to be before you went there versus what it actually ended up being?
I guess I was expecting it to be like other amusement parks I've been to where it's just a lot of food and popcorn and rides. You hear roller coasters and kids screaming and the smell of popcorn around every corner. That's pretty much what I expected and just lots of people.
And so this was similar but a bit different.
It's similar in that you have all those same things. You know, there are roller coasters and there are kids screaming and there's smells, but it's way more immersive. There's, you know, as your listeners know, that every different land is themed. And so there's so much thought and detail put into every different section. And every time you turn around a corner, there's something new to explore. And it's not just like a pole with a sign on it that says this way for this ride. You know, it's done up and thought up so much better than any other amusement park I've ever been to.
It sure is. So we've now been together 5 times?
4 or 5. I don't know. We were trying to count and I don't remember, but yeah, 4 or 5.
During any of those trips, have you ever had a specific moment that you can point to where something clicked for you, where you kind of thought like, oh, I get it now. I get why my life is so crazy. This kind of makes a little bit of sense to me.
No.
Oh, all right.
She's still crazy. I get I think it's more than just Disney for me now, what has clicked. It's just the whole area, that part of California has clicked for me. Like, I love, just like we were talking about when we were there this last time, just the flora, right? Just the different plant species that grow there and the greenness of, you know, because we live in a desert and it's always brown and ugly for the most part.
An
here.
ugly desert, not like a pretty, like...
Yeah, there's not like the cool cactuses that Arizona has. I've lived in Arizona and it looks a lot cooler, but yeah, it's just that whole area is really cool. And the beach is like 30 minutes away. Like, we flew in and we were literally at the beach within 6 hours of leaving our house. It was just so cool. Like, I just love that whole area. And so I think that has clicked for me is I'm willing to spend the money to not only go to Disney, but just spend time in that area because I really like it down there.
That's great. You heard it here first, folks. He said he's willing to spend the money. So let's get those travel planning juices flowing.
Yeah, but when you're poor, you can talk about spending money as much as you want. That doesn't mean you can.
Okay, so, you know, I always say, like Mark Brickey, vibes over rides. And I got you kind of onto that. And you just right now have been talking about that experience. You enjoy the vibes and the atmosphere. So can you put into words what that actually means for you? And like, what are you paying attention to when you're walking around the entire park?
The rides are fun, but like for me, it's hard because I'm very impatient and I am kind of a like instant gratitude person. So waiting 30 minutes for a 2-minute ride is hard for my brain to justify. Like, the time spent, to me, like, time is money, and I would rather spend my time doing something else than just standing there in line, right? Obviously, it's a good time that we can conversate, and there's other benefits to it. But so I would rather just walk around the parks and explore the areas and sit. Like, the ones I like is like the Tiki Room. Like, it's not a ride, right? And there's not really a line for it. It's more of an experience, and you get to sit in there, and it's just so relaxing, and it's so cute, and it's so cheesy, but it's just so much fun. And I actually almost fell asleep, but that's a whole nother story. I was just so relaxed after walking around all day. I was like,
there's been many a person to fall asleep.
It was just so chill. But so what that just, you know, there's so much to look at Disney. Like I said, it's not like Elitch's. I don't know if anybody knows what Elitch is, but it's not an amusement park.
Six Flags.
Yeah, it's not an amusement park where it's just all, you know, metal girders and wooden railing, and you know, it's there's just so much detail everywhere. And if you're looking for it and you want to explore, it's there for you. You can totally do it. Like, you could literally go to Disneyland every day, I'm sure, and not ride a single ride and still come away with like, whoa, I didn't know that was there.
Right.
So to me, that's the biggest experience of Disney. It's not even, I mean, don't get me wrong, the rides are pretty dope. Some of them are really cool, but I like the exploration part of it.
Sounds like we're converting him.
To what?
Might you be on the verge of becoming a Disney adult?
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe.
We'll give it a little time. So, but if you could like name a feeling that resonates with you when you're there.
Adventure. Is that a feeling? Or maybe awe?
Adventurous.
Adventurous.
Awe. Wonder. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So, you've been a handful of times with me. I've been many handfuls of times. So what's it been like going to Disneyland with someone who knows maybe a little bit too much about the park itself, and has traveling with a self-identified Disney adult changed how you see the parks or experience them?
Well, I don't have anything to compare it to because I haven't been
True.
without you, and I haven't been with somebody else that doesn't know the parks. But I would say just based off of, what you've taught me, and like every time we go somewhere, you're like, oh, this is such and such, and this is so and so, and I've already forgot all the details you've ever told me. But
It's kind of why I started the podcast, right? Because I was like, hey, did you know?
yep,
Did
exactly.
you know? Did you know?
And that's why I've encouraged you so much, because it's so many cool facts, and I love hearing them, even though I will forget them. That doesn't mean I don't want to hear them. Like the little at the base of that post,
The
the
Little
tree.
Man of Disneyland.
Yeah, that was so cool. Like, who knows that's there? I bet you a fraction of a percentage of the people that visit that every day know that that's there, right?
Anyone that listened to our Adventureland series would know it's there.
Yes.
But yes,
But I mean,
the average
but
guest, yeah.
There's literally, like, I swear, when we were there's probably 1 million people in the park that day.
That's right.
It felt like it.
It did.
And I bet you like 10 people knew that was there, right? It's just crazy that kind of stuff is there. And so had I had been there by myself or with somebody that doesn't know Disney, I wouldn't know those cool little facts, because I'm not going to. I mean, I like to do my research before I buy something, but I also am the type of person that loves to be surprised. So I'm not going to go to Disney and listen to all the podcasts and read all the books about it to try to learn everything I can before I go. Like, I want to be pleasantly surprised as I'm experiencing it.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a guide and be like, did you know? And then as I see and experience it, you're there to narrate for me. I think that's awesome. It's like an audiobook, but in person.
Yay. So out of all of those trips, and it sounds like you're alluding to you've noticed and experienced a lot of things, but is there one particular trip that stands out the most to you?
Well,
there is a right answer to this, by the way.
Lest I be divorced, the one where I proposed to you definitely stands out. I mean, I was actually thinking about that trip when we were there this last time. I was like, how did I get that ring through security without, because you have to empty your pockets, right? How did I get that through security without you noticing? Because it was kind of a bulky box, right? How did I carry that thing around in my pocket all morning without you noticing? And I was a nervous wreck. Oh my gosh, I'm surprised that I didn't vomit our breakfast, because I was like, what if she says no? Or, just so much could go wrong. But that one definitely stands out for all of that, of course. And then that was the first time, well, it was only my second time there ever, but it was the first time we park hopped too, which was actually kind of cool. I don't know that I would park hop again, because I like to just kind of stay and explore, but it was kind of fun being able to be like, I want to go here. And then we cross the little, foyer or whatever that thing's called. Yeah. The empanada. And then you're like, oh no, we need to go back to Disneyland so we can get this. And then we go, not that we did, but it's just kind of cool having that option. You're like, oh no, at DCA they're doing a parade right now, let's go over there. Like, it's kind of cool. I like that option. But anyways,
yeah, that's great. So other than the one I made you choose, is there any other trip that stands out to you the most?
I mean, Star Wars night, even though it was a long day and we were so exhausted, that was just so cool. The way, the whole park got shut down, of course, and then people were kicked out, and you just felt like a celebrity because you were allowed to stay in, and we had these cool little badge things we were wearing around our neck, and then got special pictures, and everything was lit up differently, and there's special food, and that was cool for a Star Wars fan to experience.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And some of the rides were still open, so that was the first time I think I got to do
Rise of the Resistance.
Because every time we tried to do it, it was either broke down or the line was like 90 minutes, and I just don't have the patience for that.
Yeah, if it weren't for Star Wars night, we wouldn't have been able to go on it.
And that's the only time I've ever gone, I think, was that. No, I went one other time. I'm pretty sure when we went with Anna, I think I went again, but.
Oh, that's right. Yep, because they were going to meet up with us, and then we were there in Galaxy's Edge, and the wait, it was broken down, and it had just popped back up.
And we just happened
And
to
so
be right
I was
there.
like, sorry, Anna, you're on your own. We're going for
Yep,
it.
that's
You
right. I
can
remember
get
that.
here in time. Good, but bye.
Yep.
Yeah.
So even though that ride is probably one of my favorites, we never get to do it because it's always so long. The lines are so long. And if you're going to wait in a line, this might be a side tangent, but that is the line to wait in. Like all the cool stuff that you get to look at throughout the line. Mm-hmm. They did a great job in that little cave section with the ammo cache and the weapons lockers. And, there's just so much cool stuff in there to explore.
There is. So you say that. So why didn't we wait in line this time for it?
Because I still, despite all that, I don't want to wait 90 minutes for a ride that's over in not even 5 minutes.
What would you wait for that one?
That one, I'd say 45. Like, my rule usually is 30 minutes. Like, that's what I usually tell you, right? Is if it's more than 30 minutes, I'm not going to wait. But I think that one I would do 45.
Yeah,
just because the wait is pretty sweet.
Yeah. I feel like that one in Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway that's a queue I'd be willing to wait in for
I haven't done that
minutes.
One. Still.
Yeah. But. All right. So here a couple final questions before we jump into our day. If you could only do 3 things on a Disneyland day, what would those 3 things be?
Are we talking ride specific or just
Anything.
In general?
Anything in the park. Food, rides, entertainment, just sitting, sleeping in the tiki room. It doesn't doesn't matter. Any 3 things, what would it be? You can only do these 3.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Have to do that one. That one's my absolute favorite ride. I don't know why. Maybe because that was probably like the first main ride we did together. And I just love the drop and the darkness and the smells and just everything about that ride is freaking amazing. Mm-hmm. And that's Dead Men Tell No Tales just gets stuck in my head. And I'm like, all day long, ask my wife, she's probably sick of me, but Dead Men Tell No Tales. And I just like repeating it over and over again. I don't have any sort of ailments, no. But anyways, okay, so that's one. Uh-huh. I'd say at least heading over to Galaxy's Edge. I'm a little sad to say that, so I love Galaxy's Edge at night because of the way it's lit up. And I'm a little sad to say that we were had so much going on this trip, we didn't even make it over there at night. But we did at least get over there during the day. And so
our night was very busy.
It was so busy.
Yeah.
So, but we did get to at least experience it. So definitely Galaxy's Edge. Even if you just go to get a cold brew and hang out for a minute, like Galaxy's Edge is phenomenal. You don't even have to be a Star Wars fan. Well, I'm biased, but
no,
I don't think
agree.
you have to be.
No, I agree because I'm not really a Star Wars fan, and I think it's a really cool, the immersiveness of it, the details. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
So okay, that's 2.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I would count Rope Drop per se as one of those, but Rope Drop's pretty important.
No, that doesn't count.
I guess the other thing that I learned this trip is getting a good location for fireworks. We didn't get to see fireworks because the wind was too high, but still the projections on the castle. And we had a really cool spot because of our tour, which we'll get into. But because we had that good spot and we could sit down if we wanted to, that made that whole part of the night just so much more enjoyable. You weren't like packed in like sardines with everybody else. And I have back problems, and so after standing and walking all day, like just standing still to watch fireworks, I'm usually in agony. And I didn't have that problem at all that night, and I got to enjoy it so much more.
Yeah. So kind of not so much getting a good spot for the fireworks, but that usually comes with paying for something else, like a dining package or like a tour or something. So,
unfortunately, yep. I mean, it costs money, but to me, it was worth it.
Yeah, I agree. I liked it. All right. Well, thank you for letting our listeners get to know you a little bit better. Now they can wander the streets of Disneyland safely with not some strange weirdo.
Well, yeah. You're still debatable.
You're still a weirdo, but now you're not a stranger. Yay! All right, so we're going to jump into things. Like we previously said, we spent 2 days at the Disneyland Resort. We flew in on a Thursday. We're coming from Colorado, so we flew into Santa Ana on a Thursday. We got into Santa Ana about 11:30, and then we decided to get a rental car this time because we wanted to go out and spend some time at the beach. And honestly, finances, it just made more sense rather than Ubering. The cost of Ubering to and from the beach, the cost of Ubering to and from the hotel back to the airport, it would have been more expensive than it was just to rent a car.
Yep.
Even though it sat there for 2 days, it was okay. So we won't get too much into our beach day, but we picked up our car and we headed on down to Corona del Mar.
Yep.
And spent the afternoon at the beach, and it was lovely.
I just want to rewind just for a sec, though, because
Okay.
you had talked about converting me into a Disney adult, and be remiss to not mention that originally the plan was...
Yes, say the original plan.
The original plan was we spend Friday at Disney, and then Saturday was going to be a full-on beach day the whole day.
Yeah, because we were going to do Thursday at the beach,
Yep.
Friday at Disney, Saturday at the beach the whole day. Yes,
Because this whole trip came up because Ginny wanted to spend time at the beach. And I was like, well, while we're down there, let's at least do Disney one day.
Oh, yes, I have receipts. I said,
I
we
know.
were texting. I said, I need a beach. And you said, oh, there's a beach close to Disneyland. And I said, shut the front door. Don't play with me. And you said, I'm not playing. I said, say less.
She
And
thought my coworker stole my phone and was
I
pranking
did.
her.
I
Anyways,
did.
so the original plan was beach when we get there, Friday at Disney, and then Saturday back at the beach.
And then fly home Sunday.
And then I was like, would it be okay if we did Saturday at DCA instead? And she's like, okay, now what have you done with my husband? So
Yeah, twist my arm.
I've done DCA before, and it's a smaller park, and there's not as many rides, and, it's not nearly as good as Disneyland. Well, I'm sorry if I offended somebody by saying that. I don't think it's as good as Disneyland. That's my opinion. But I still really like Cars Land. Radiator Springs is so cool, and there's a few other things that I really like about it, and I feel like we don't spend as much time there, and so I was like, if we're already going to be there, and we were getting... I did some time in the military, and so we got a military discount.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up.
And so I was like, we're already getting kind of a discount. Let's just go ahead and get 2 more tickets. So we did. So.
Yeah. No, I totally forgot about that. This was the first time. So normally we don't use his military discount because the tickets in the past have only been 3 or more days. And we've never done together 3 or more days. But right now they have a summer deal going on where you can even get 1-day tickets with your military discount. So we went ahead and took advantage of that. And that saved us so much money. So we paid $104 per ticket per day, which I think... On Friday, the rate was going to be $164, and Saturday the rate would have been $186. So we saved a tremendous amount of money. We saved, I guess I would have to really run the totals, but I feel like we saved more money getting 2-day tickets than 1-day tickets at normal price.
Right. And so
Ish.
That's why,
Pretty
to
darn
me,
close.
it made sense to just go ahead and hit up DCA because I don't get to do DCA as much, and I like it there too.
Yeah, no, it was fine. And I mean, Disney and the beach are my 2 favorite things in the entire world. So I needed both.
Yeah. Okay.
So that
back to your regular scheduled
back
programming.
to our regular scheduled programming. So yeah, we spent some time at Corona del Mar. It was a beautiful day. It was so lovely, relaxing. We did some snoozing. It was just everything we were expecting. We had lunch there at a little place called, it was a little restaurant there on the beach called the Jetty. So if you're in that area, oh my gosh, we each got a different kind of burger. That was like the best burger I've had in a very long time. It was so good.
Yes, I agree. The Korean barbecue sauce on the burger I had was the best Korean barbecue sauce ever.
It was
so
amazing.
good. Yes.
It was worth it. So we did that. And then we actually stayed at a new to me hotel. We ended up staying at Hotel Indigo. I did again through booking.com, got our plane tickets and our hotel as a package deal. So we got a discount, and that was just the best deal. given what we were looking for, something within walking distance, something that wasn't total garbage. The Hotel Indigo has been on my list for a while to try, and so it finally worked out. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was great.
I would definitely stay there again. I was just
100%.
at Hotel Lulu. I liked Indigo much better than Hotel Lulu. I would stay at both again. Both were fine, but I would definitely stay at Hotel Indigo again. It was about a 20-minute walk. We did time that. You brought that up. You said one time, it's 20 minutes. I was like, no, bro, it's not that long. You're wrong. It's a quick little, and we timed it, and it definitely was. It was like 19.
If you hit all green lights, it would probably be less than 15. But the problem is when you hit a red light, it's like a 20-minute red light. Like those red lights last forever. So
yeah, that's true. So
that's the problem.
It's not terrible. It's fine in the morning. It's a little rough on the way back. I know on our second day, our DCA day, oof, we were
dragging.
We were hurting, and I even said, we should just get an Uber back, which is so ridiculous. We didn't. We walked, but we're going to pay like $50 for an Uber back to the hotel, but we sucked it up. So Friday was our Disneyland day, and we rope dropped that mother.
We went hard.
We got there through the gates. Last trip, I missed rope drop by like 10 minutes, but this time I was not going to do that.
I wasn't going to let you.
Yeah, we were going to party on Main Street at rope drop, come hell or high water. So we left our hotel about 7:15, walked on down, and then we're through the gates and ready to get into the parks by 7:30.
Yeah.
Listen, it was bananas.
That was the busiest I've ever seen that place.
It was almost as busy as when I was there on the 70th. The line getting into Disneyland was backed all the way up through the Esplanade, like more than halfway through the Esplanade, more towards the DCA sign. It was wild. However, it went pretty quickly. Once they opened the gates and started getting people in, we did move pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And we headed on down Main Street, just taking in the ambiance and the sounds and the smells. We got some little pictures together.
Did some TikToks.
We did some TikToks. Oh my gosh, yes. We did a lot of TikToks this time, and it was really fun. So we decided we were going to rope drop Fantasyland because we just wanted to try to get in as much as we could in the morning. We had a tour for the Women Who Make the Magic at 10:30. So it was like, what can we cram in between 8 a.m. and 10:30? So we decided we rope dropped and were around the partner statue area, and we were going to walk through the hub and under the castle, which I've done many, many times, and I have never had a problem with it. It was wild.
Peter Pan
was
that scoundrel.
Insane. So that clogged up, like literally we were cattle barely moving our feet over the bridge. It was crazy. I've never experienced that. The line to Peter Pan was all the way down the bridge. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know Peter Pan is a hot ticket item, but that was insane.
Yeah.
Especially because they don't even have early entry anymore. So I don't know what that was all about, but we're standing there literally stuck on the bridge, and I'm watching all of the people walk around the side of the castle, at both sides of the castle. Easy peasy. I'm like, oh, we should have gone over by Alice. This was a mistake. But we made it through. And then our first ride of the day was...
Alice?
No.
Snow White.
Snow White.
Sorry, yeah, Snow White.
Yeah. So we hopped on Snow White and we did that. What'd you think about that ride?
That one's fun. It's cute.
Yeah. I like all the fantasy rides.
All those little ones, they're obviously they're kind of cheesy. They're made for the little kids and they're older, but they're just fun. Yeah,
I like them.
I like them because the line's never that long, and you usually get through them pretty quick. And it's in the middle of the day, they're great because it's a way to get out of the sun and sit down for a minute. And obviously, this wasn't the middle of the day, but it was still fun.
Yeah. So we did, in order, we did Snow White, then we did Pinocchio. Mm-hmm. And that was your first time doing Pinocchio, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And you showed me something I had never noticed before.
Yeah.
Tell the people.
Oh. I was like, let's hear about it. there's a part of the ride where you're going through, and I don't know his name.
The Stromboli scene.
Yeah, he's holding the rope, and I was like, why is he holding the rope? And so I followed it up to the ceiling, and it's attached to a cage, and the cage is above you on the ceiling, and as your ride is going through, it goes right under the cage, and I was like, oh, he's about to trap us, and you're like, oh, I've never even noticed that.
Yeah, I've never noticed. I've noticed like when Pinocchio and the others are in the cage, but I never noticed you were getting in a giant cage. So that was really fun. See, that's what I love. You could ride those rides so many times, but there's always something new to see and experience. Like it just never gets old. Then after that, we went to one of my favorite rides. We did Casey Jr. Circus Train.
Yeah.
I love that ride. I think it is so cute. And just innocent, and you get to see a great view of Storybook Land canal boats. So we did that.
That was cute. Yeah, and I didn't notice it. I've been on the Storybook Canal ride a few times, and right near the end, when you're coming back over the bridge, if you look down, there's a little spot with a bunch of tiny little pumpkins, and I'd never noticed that before, and I thought that was really cute. That's such a cool detail that I don't even know if you can see that from the boat.
Yeah.
But it's cool that they put them there.
The pumpkins that would be by the Cinderella Castle.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of little, they're really tiny ones, and I don't think you can see them from the boat, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
Anyways.
So then after that, we decided we'd see the other view, and we went over to Storybook Land canal boats.
Yep.
And that was lovely. Always enjoyed those.
One of my favorites.
And then we headed over. We were getting a little hungry, so we went over to the Red Rose Tavern and had breakfast. I got the Fantasy Fair flop over wrap, not flop over.
It was a wrap.
The wrap thing, and the Fantasy Fair fold, and you got just the regular breakfast with the sausage, bacon, eggs, and hash browns.
Yeah, it was a McDonald's breakfast.
So this is where our food crawl began.
Oh boy.
And it didn't start off well.
It started off great for me.
Yeah,
I ate so much.
So I was trying to get him in the mindset, like, we are going to eat a lot today. I need you to pace yourself and prepare and like get your head in the game. That means we're sharing. Okay. So I said, let's get the Fantasy Fair fold and let's share it because I'm going to feed you again here soon. And he's like, no, I'm so hungry. I'm going to die. I need to eat all the food. So he got his own meal. He gobbled that up. I only ate about half of the Fantasy Fair fold. It's big. And in my opinion, it wasn't that great. I
thought it was great.
I wish I wouldn't have gotten it. If we were going to do that, I wish I would have just gotten the regular meal that he got. Anyways, so he ate his and then he ate the rest of mine. So by the end of that, he was a packed little piggy.
No regrets. It was good.
But he spent the rest of the morning being very full.
Yeah.
And like, we didn't get to eat as much because you were too full.
Well, I ate plenty.
Well, I know you ate plenty, but we didn't get to eat as much. Anyways, so we did that. Then we decided that was around 9:30. So we had an hour until we needed to be up towards the front part of the park again to check in for our tour. So we walked up to Main Street and we said, hey, let's get on some Main Street vehicles because Jason's never done Main Street vehicles and
Never.
I have a few more on my list to do. So we were going to wait for the horsies.
Yep.
And then
The fire truck rolls around.
the fire truck rolls up and I said, I've never done the fire truck. Can we do that one? So we hopped on the fire truck. We rode with this really cute little boy. It was his second time on it.
Yep.
He like literally got off and got right back on and he needed to sit by the bell. And he rang the bell the whole time and it was driving his mom nuts.
She's like, can we not ring that anymore?
She was done. But he was really happy. So we did that and then we found ourselves up at the front of Main Street again. We looked in the shops a little bit. Mm-hmm. We checked in to see about when Uncle Walt was playing his show, and it wasn't playing yet, so we were going to come back later. And then we went over and checked in for our tour with the Women Who Make the Magic tour. So that was a guided tour, about an hour and a half. You got, let's see here, you got the guide, you got a sticker, you got a little badge, obviously preferential seating for the fireworks and the Paint the Night Parade, and you got a little treat, a macaroon, a coconut macaroon, and you got to walk on a ride. And I totally forgot. So we waited about 15 minutes for the Storybook Land canal boats. I totally forgot that came with the tour we were literally about to go on. So we got to do that twice.
No complaints here.
I'm not going to go into too much detail about the tour because I want people, like if they want to go do it, I don't want to spoil it for them. But it was a great list of women. There was a lot more that they covered. They covered people like Lillian, Walt's mom Flora, Harriet Burns, Dorothea Redmond, of course Alice Davis and Kim Irvine, and they actually covered like Allie Irvine, Leota Toombs, their whole family, Julie Andrews, Retta Scott, Martha Blanding. I mean, that's just to name a few. We covered a lot of women.
The tour guide was amazing.
Yeah.
Like how she kept all of that in her head and all those names straight and dates straight. Like it's worth it. I 100% recommend paying the money to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love those. It definitely was worth it. Those guides are, it's just amazing what they can do. So super friendly. It was a lot of fun. It was a cool way to experience the park. And I personally love that type of stuff. So the more that we can do to encourage it, we can.
The better.
What do you think about the macaroon that you got?
It was too coconutty. Like I love coconut.
Yeah, it was the coconut. It was the 70th anniversary coconut one.
It was maybe too dry. It was like mostly focused on coconut and not so much on anything else. Mm-hmm. And so it was kind of dry and blah. Don't get me wrong. I ate the whole thing. Like not a drop dripped on the ground or not a crumb dripped.
You ate the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Move on. It was good.
Yeah.
But not that good.
That's good. I didn't try it. I absolutely despise coconut. I try not to be a picky eater, but that's just one thing where absolutely not. Can't do it. Won't do it. So they ask you at the beginning of your tour if you have any food allergies. And I'm like, well, shellfish, but I don't think you're going to be feeding us any like shellfish treats. And they were joking. Well, I don't know, maybe a shellfish macaroon. Anyways, so I said no food allergies. And then I found out it was a coconut macaroon. And I was like, well, I'm not really allergic, but like I really, really don't like it. So they gave me a little voucher to get a treat somewhere else later in the day. So I thought that was nice. They didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
And Jason said I was being a Karen. But I also felt, for one, I was very polite about it.
I know you were.
And given the fact that we're paying almost $100, we got a discount for buying it with our Disney Visa card. Pro tip. I felt like given the amount of money that you're making, they could give me a little $10 voucher for a little treat. It was okay. Anyway, so we did that. Really loved that. Then we went ahead and we headed on over to Star Tours. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't done Star Tours since my very, very first Disney trip. And I did on that very first trip, Astro Orbiters, Star Tours, and Space Mountain all in a row. And then I puked my brains out. So I've never done any of those ever again. But I said he really wanted to do Star Tours. He's done it before by himself. And I said, okay, I'll do it with you. Maybe that was just an occurrence because like the trifecta, I did all three of those rides together. Let me give Star Tours a go. So I haven't been in there in a long time. I love that queue.
It's cute, yeah. Mm-hmm. All the droids laying about and the announcements, and it's like you're waiting for an airplane, and it's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. And I did get sick. I didn't throw up, but I was not. I spent most of the ride with my eyes closed, and then afterwards, I was not feeling very good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I liked that it was different than the last time I had been on because they had some updated scenes with Ahsoka and Mandalorian and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah, it was. Well, that's good for you. After that, I needed to kind of sit down and get my bearings straight. So we went ahead and went over to the Tiki Room and watched that. And then ventured on over to New Orleans Square because we had dining reservations, a $150 lunch dining reservation at Cafe Orleans. So if you're tracking with us on our food crawl, so far we ate something at 9:30. And then now it is 1:50, and he ate a macaroon, but
in between, yeah.
There has been no other food consumed.
I ate a lot of food already.
Well, I'm aware you did. no, lie. We had a cream cheese pretzel in the line while waiting for Star Tours.
Did we?
We did. Look, I got the picture of it right here.
That was so good. That's the best pretzel
that's right.
ever. I forgot about that.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, my bad. I take that back.
That's right. I was like, God, why was I so full already?
I know. I was thinking that too, because when we got to New Orleans or Cafe Orleans, I remember being like, oh my God, I'm so full.
Yep.
That's right. We shared that. I love those pretzels. They're very good.
Wow. Yep.
So we, Cafe Orleans, I got a mint julep to drink. That was delicious.
Really good.
So refreshing. I even asked them, I had about half of the drink left and I just wanted like a little to-go cup. And he brought me a full to-go cup. I was like, oh.
Well, that works.
Okay, I guess I'm going to have to chug this other one. And then we shared the Caesar salad.
Yep.
That was so good.
It was big too.
It was. He said it was just supposed to be like a dinner salad size. No. That was big. So that salad was really good. And then we each got our own little gumbo. It was like a tiny soup cup of gumbo.
Really good.
So good. It was perfect. As we left there, the Bootstrappers were playing and they had a special guest. Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
That was really fun. He popped in and joined them and he was being all kinds of silly and goofy and he was like playing with them and he was playing on the trash can next to them like it was a drum, and it was just so cool.
It was.
I love that band, and I love Jack Sparrow, so that was so fun. So we continued on our journey through New Orleans Square, and we did Pirates of the Caribbean, and then we went over and did Haunted Mansion, the two best rides ever.
They are great. They're staples. I can never go to Disneyland and not at least do those two. If I don't do any other rides, have to at least do those two.
Yep, absolutely. 100% agree. And then we went ahead and went over to the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run.
Yep.
I said, that one makes me sick. Everything makes me sick. I said, I'm not going to risk it again. I'm not getting on there. Because before I had talked about, well, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll ride with you. No, wasn't going to risk it. So, but I did go through the line with you up until they had to load you up, and the cast members let me go through I got to go through a little side exit.
Yeah.
They did.
They treated you really nicely.
Yeah, they were nice. So I did that, and while I waited for him, I just kind of sat out in front of the Millennium Falcon and waited for him, and then I got some really cool pictures of him.
And I was an engineer again. I've only ever been an engineer on that ride. I need to go sometime and tell the little kids to get out of my way. I'm always so nice, though, because the kids want to be the pilots. And I'm like, yeah, you can be the pilot. And so I let them do it. But yeah, because of that, I've only ever sat in the very back. And so one of these times I'm going to be the stinking pilot. But
I told you, though, I said, tell the cast member you want to be the pilot. And that might mean you have to let that group go. You have to wait a group or two. But yeah, you got pit with a group with two kids. And obviously they're going to go be the pilots, right? But I don't know. Maybe next time you just have to say, I really want to be I really want to be a pilot, and I'm okay with waiting.
I know. I'm not complaining.
Yeah,
that's all I've ever done.
Yeah, no, I understand. After Galaxy's Edge, we got a cold brew while we were back there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, at Docking Bay 7. We went around and checked out the shops and had some fun. I
even got a t-shirt.
You did.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep. A really cool one. But we have been on the hunt for every trip to find him a dope Star Wars hoodie and hat. He has the hoodie from Droid Depot.
Only one ever that they've made is cool, and I have it.
Exactly. So we are struggling. That's like going to be his new career, is designing merch for men. Because we saw a couple hoodies and shirts that were really cool, but they were kids. Yeah.
Disney, I feel like they're lacking on the adult Disney male merchandise. Mm-hmm. Like there's plenty of hats for women, the soft style caps, but not the actual baseball cap that I like the fitted ones that are, they got true form to them. And they have the good bill, and it's a whole thing. I love baseball hats, and I have a bunch of them, and I'm very peculiar. And Disney just doesn't make that style of hat, and so you either have to get it off the black market or design your own, right? And by black market, I mean Etsy. But So I'm going to start designing my own because there's just nothing out there and
Yep.
it drives me nuts.
Yeah, so we tried, but he did get one really cool shirt. I almost got it for you on my last trip, but it's black and we have a billion dogs. So I didn't get it, but he finally said, screw it, I'm going to get it. And
It'll be only when I'm not, or like it's only a vacation shirt where the dogs can't touch me.
turn around. Anyway, so after that, we were close by and walked on over to Toontown. And we went in through Mickey's house. He had never been into any of the friends' house. So we went through and checked out Mickey's house. What'd you think of that?
Those are really cute. I didn't know they were so big on the inside. It's like a TARDIS in there. There's just so much to explore, too. It's really cool.
Yeah, it was cool. We thought about doing Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway, but it was like over an hour, wasn't it?
It was bad, yeah.
Yeah.
I really was excited for that because I knew how much you wanted to do it. And then we saw the wait, and I was like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah, that was the thing about that day is it was really busy, and a lot of the big rides were very busy. So we did not get to Big Thunder. Again, that's my second trip in a row because of the line.
Indiana Jones.
We didn't do Indy. We didn't do Minnie and Mickey's. We didn't do Rise.
I wanted to do Space Mountain.
Yep. Oh, yeah. You want to do Space Mountain. And even the single rider line was insane.
Bonkers. Yeah.
So we still had a good time. There's still plenty of things to do. But like those bigger rides, the waits were just too much.
Yep.
So after that, we left Toontown and decided to hop on the train. So we went around on the train and got off at the Main Street station because we were going to go watch Uncle Walt. So this was about almost 6:30 at night, and we went and watched Walt Disney: A Magical Life. What did you think?
That's a really cool story. Definitely visit that if you get the chance.
What'd you think of the animatronic?
At the very end?
Yeah.
That's really good, yeah. It's impressive. I didn't know what to expect because I knew there was animatronics, but yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was great.
But the story was better in my opinion. Like, even if they didn't have the animatronic, I wouldn't care. Just the story and the way they produce it and put it together is really good.
Yeah, I kind of forgot. I mean, I've seen it a few times, but I kind of forgot that the animatronic comes at the end. I too was just enjoying the film and and then our dog sitter sent us a picture of our puppy.
You just go picture my picture.
Yeah, I'm using my phone. I took pictures of everything we did to try to remember, and there's our little Roxy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, apparently at almost 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Colorado time, she was outside playing ball. So after we went to the Walt show, it was starting to get a little cold, and oopsies, we forgot our jackets and sweaters back at the hotel. Whatever shall we do?
Good thing it didn't rain because we had like rain jackets and umbrellas and everything packed and ready to go to put in a locker, and we got like halfway to Disney, the walk, and we were like, where's the duffel bag? And neither of us remembered it. So, yeah, thankfully we didn't have to battle rain or too cold of weather.
And we packed all of that because leading up to it, the weather was calling for just downpour all weekend. But thankfully, our days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, were gorgeous, not a drop in sight. So we didn't need it. But yeah, that was like, I even packed the big suitcase, like I checked a bag so we could put some of our beach stuff and like our umbrellas and our extra coats and our rain jacket and da-da-da-da-da, and we totally left it. So that means we had to go shopping.
And much to my chagrin, Disney does not offer cool hoodies for men.
Yeah.
Not at least ones that fit me because I'm kind of tall and skinny, and so if you get an extra large, it's always way too poofy. Yeah. But if a large, it's like a high water on my waist, and so it's really hard for me to find a hoodie at Disney that I like. But I may do. I found a cool hockey-style jersey that actually is awesome. It's not a hoodie, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's not a Spirit jersey. It's more like a sweater, but yeah. And then I got a new sweater myself. I got the white sweater that has the old school Disneyland across the front. I have the matching bag. These came out for the 70th, Well, the bag came out for the 70th, and this sweater came out recently. So I got that. I got a new set of ears.
Mm-hmm.
And...
I think that was it.
No, I got one more. Oh, I got a Pandora charm the next day. Oh. I tried to get him to let me go to Pandora there in New Orleans Square, and he was not having it, but joke's on him. I ran away at DCA. Anyway, so we did a little shopping. We got all cozy and warm, and then we went down to the castle because we hadn't done any castle photos yet. We got some cute little castle photos as the sun was starting to set, so she was all lit up and pretty. And then we went over to Adventureland, and we mobile ordered kebabs from Bengal Barbecue and a Dole Whip float to share. So we took those over to our reserved seating area for the parade and the fireworks, and we had our little snack. And while we were there, you got some popcorn. Mm-hmm. And then we watched the parade. What'd you think about the parade?
I completely forgot we had the same reserved area for the parade. The parade was really cool. I didn't know the Paint the Night. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, that parade is cool.
Yeah.
I've been to several parades at Disney, but that was the first time for that one. Yep. And the way they integrate the lights and everything is just, it's really cool. Like, that would be a fun job to be an engineer on those floats. I would love that so much. Disney, if you're listening.
What was your favorite float?
The Cars one, probably. The way the lights on the trailer.
Like the
bulbs.
Mack truck?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the way they integrated those in there is just so cool. Yeah. It's like a dot matrix style, old school. Mm-hmm. It's cool. But then something about the very last float, the one that Mickey's on, the way those blades rotated, I even told you, like, the way they rotate and fold into each other just does something to my brain. It just like scratches my brain in a way that I just like purr. I don't know. I'm just like twitching, and I loved that part of it. But good. It's cool. Yeah.
I like that parade. My favorite float is the Little Mermaid one.
That one's cute.
I love that.
Well, one. Of course, Daddy.
Daddy Triton. So
cover your ears, kids.
We got to that area, so they let you start checking in at 8:00, or was it 8:15?
I don't remember.
Something like that. So, anyways, we got over there a little after 8:15, and while you have the reserved area, we just wanted to give ourselves plenty of time, and it was a small tour day because I counted. There was only 12 of us total, lots of couples. There were only 12 of us in this really good size reserved area. So we had more than enough room to spread out.
Yeah, we just like sprawled out, and the other couple that was in our tour with us were sprawled out across from us. And it was just so nice.
And everybody else was trying to like sneak their way in, and our poor cast member that was like manning the area, like I feel like her full-time job was just running people off.
Yeah, she just she like had to rehearse. It's like, hey friends, this is off limits, or hey friends,
this
hey
is
friends,
reserved. Like, hey friends.
Yeah, it was just like nonstop.
When the parade came last time I watched in that reserved area, everybody stayed seated. But the reserved area was larger. It went almost all the way up to the sidewalk of the hub. This time it was about half that size. So the parade starts, and the people who were like in the general seating area, they all stand up. And I was like, no, just sit down. Like, you're at the curb. You'll all see it. These floats are huge. They will come right back. Sit down. Nobody listened to me, and they stood the whole time. Like, why are we standing? So that meant we had to get up, because then if we were seated, we couldn't see past them. So that was kind of a bummer, because I did not like get up. I was like, just sit down. Why are we standing? No, stop it. So anyways, we watched the parade, and then we did the fireworks. Well, not the fireworks. The fireworks themselves were canceled, but we watched the show and the projections. And then after that, we headed on over to Small World, because I love Small World at night. It is superb.
It was pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. Love me some Small World. After Small World, we hit our last ride, and it was Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that line even throughout the day was like an hour
It was
long.
bad,
It was insane. So it was finally walk on at 10:30 at night.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. So we did that, and then we left after that, didn't we?
We did. Yeah, we didn't quite make it to 11.
Yeah, we were going to do Fantasmic at 10:30 and go back to Galaxy's Edge. And if you're tracking as far as our food crawl goes, we
Slacked.
We dropped off. We did not eat food in Everyland.
No, but I still had a lot.
Yeah.
That popcorn was pretty big.
Yeah, I think I had just a couple pieces of it. But so yeah, we ended our night early. We were pretty stinking tired, and we knew we were going to have another full day. So we hobbled ourselves back to the hotel and went to bed.
Yep.
And then the next day, we were at DCA.
Rope drop.
Rope drop.
Yep.
And it was pretty busy that day too. So we started off, we went down there Buena Vista Street, got some fun pictures, walked through the shops while we're waiting for, the gate, the ropes to drop and whatnot. So the first ride we decided to rope drop
Guardians. We did the tower drop.
We did. That was your first time on it, wasn't it?
No.
No?
You and I had done it once before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I freaking love Guardians.
It's so
one of my
much fun.
favorites. It is
so much fun.
And I say that, but then I always forget how much fun I actually have on it until I'm on it. And I'm just like, oh my God, I love this. Yeah. So we did that. That was, we didn't walk right on. We had to wait, gosh.
It wasn't too bad.
About 20 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
About 20 minutes. So it wasn't too bad. So this is where things started to go awry.
Yeah.
So after we got
Spidey.
off of Guardians, we went over to Web Slingers, and it was 15 minutes. And even as I walked through it said 15 minutes on everything. As I walked through the gate to get into the queue, the cast member told me, oh, just so you know, our stuff isn't updating, and it's actually going to be 20 minutes. I was like, shh, no problem. It was over an hour, which is insane. And I never would have waited that long.
The problem was,
Yeah.
we actually got up to where you go into the building after a pretty short period of time.
Literally the next people.
We were standing in the doorway and they had to shut the ride down, and we thought it was broke down, but then one of the cast members came up to us and we were talking to him, and he was actually pretty cool, and he told us that it was because somebody had stuck their hand out and too far, and they were outside of the ride, and it shuts the whole ride down. Well, when you do that, they have to not only scold you, but then they have to reset everything. They have to bring the cars back around, and then they have to let everybody that was on that ride go back through it. So it takes a good 20 minutes when something like that happens. So please, for the love of God, if you have children, do not let them do that. Or if you're an adult that thinks it's going to be funny, please keep your hands and feet inside the ride, because it literally costs an extra 30-ish minutes just because somebody decided to not listen to the rules.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
It was longer than that. Yeah, it was probably about 30 minutes by the time we went through the queue and got to that first door. So it was longer than what they stated, which sometimes just feels to be the case with that ride. And yeah, at that point we were like, should we get out of line? Like, once we realized what was happening, I'm like, well, should we get out of line? What should we do? And so we were talking to the cast member, he was telling us, I'm like, realistically, what are you thinking? And he's like, minimum 20 more minutes. And that's bare minimum, because there were still people that had to go through that were already on the ride that had to go through again. There were people in line as you go to board on the queue, and then there were people in that little first holding room that we still needed to wait. So yeah. I mean, of course, I love that ride. It was so fun, but that was over an hour, and it was really mucked my morning.
Yeah.
I was getting frustrated. I was like, where are they at? We're going to boo them. Give them the shame.
Yeah,
they got to get kicked off. Who did that? Your privileges are revoked.
But our car was in the top 10 for the whole week as far as points go. So,
That was not because of us.
I was second place in our car.
Okay.
The one girl
That
crushed
one girl,
it. She had like
she was,
double
like,
my points, but
young, in her early 20s.
yeah, she was rocking it.
It was insane. She was
But
a beast.
I didn't do so bad myself. So.
Okay,
Anyway.
so you were you were second in the car, so that was the young girl kicked your butt. The next option was her mom, who was like in her 50s, and then me.
Yeah, you and her mom didn't do crap. So
I did better than her mom.
It was all me and that girl.
Thank you.
But anyway.
Anyways, so we did that. And honestly, after we went through Web Slingers, okay, guys, you know I am not a huge proponent of Lightning Lane for many reasons. We can get into that another time. Anyways, he looks at me and he goes, and let me say also, he is never a proponent for spending more money.
Ever.
And he goes, should we get those Lightning Lane things? Like, if this is how the day's going to be. And already we were watching the lines and everything was going to be so long. And given the fact that the day before at Disneyland, the lines were crazy for like the big ones. And it was just so busy. Oh, we bit the bullet. And we decided to get the Lightning Lane.
Yep.
For the day.
It was like 40 per person, I think. Or was it 35? 40?
No, it was 40.
Yeah.
And so also, which I had already planned to do, because all the times that we've been, he's never been on cars. And we've been in a situation where we almost got on and then it shut down. So I had already committed to buying the single pass for cars. So we went ahead and got the Lightning Lane, and then I got the single pass for cars, which, by the way, if you buy the Lightning Lane package, you get a discount on the single pass. I did not know that. So they were only 20 something. They were discounted than what they would have been if you just bought the single pass. So after we left Spidey, we went ahead and went on over to Cars Land and did Radiator Springs Racers. What did you think?
It was so much fun. Every time I walked past there or waited in line, I always thought it was just like a jolly, like a leisure ride over outside, right? I never knew it went inside of that mountain, and there was a whole ride inside of there. And so this is like we were talking about at the beginning of the episode, where had I had done some research, I would have known, and that kind of like would have spoiled it for me. So I was very pleasantly surprised when all of a sudden we go into the mountain and there's just a whole. Sorry to ruin it for anybody that's listening, but there's a whole nether world inside of there, and it's a whole new world. It was really cool. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun watching you go through it. I was more focused on like watching your face. Like, I'm staring at you like, are you having fun? Do you like it? Is it fun? Are you smiling? Do you love it? But you kept saying, this is so cool. This is so cool. So our car lost, sadly, but that's okay. So after Radiator Springs, we went ahead and headed on over to Pixar Pier, and we got some cute pictures in Radiator Springs, and we stopped on the walkway, the bridge over to Pixar Pier, and we got some more cute pictures because we were headed to see if we could get a walk-up brunch at Lamplight Lounge, and we sure did. So as we were walking over, I just kept like refreshing the app, because to join a walk-up list from the app, you have to be within a certain radius. And I just kept refreshing to the point where we got close enough where I joined it. And I mean, it was just by the time we finished walking and waited a couple minutes, we got right in. And we went in, and I had the chilaquiles. I've never had those before, but Steph at Magic Key Adventure, that's like one of her favorite things. So I said, okay, I got to try it. So I got the chilaquiles. They were really good. I enjoyed them. A smidge too spicy for me. Yeah. But I'm very sensitive to that. But they were still really good.
I liked them.
And you got the brunch burger.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that?
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. I had a little bite of that. I've had that before. It's really good.
Yeah, so I don't like onions, and so I told them no onions. So they, instead of doing no onions, and I was really excited because it was supposed to have green chili. They did no green chili, but had onions on it. So they did the opposite, which is fine. So we had, I peeled the onions off and then had them bring a side of green chili, but the green chili really makes that burger. So I'm glad that they were able to bring a side of it because it was so good.
Yeah, it was good. And we had already planned we were going to do the food and wine sip and savor pass. So again, I was like, we got a lot to eat today. Let's split breakfast. And he was like, no, I'm starving. I'm going to die. I need to eat. I can't share. No, no, no. So we got our own. And then guess who was really full again?
Well, because I keep having to eat all of mine and yours. I ate half of your chilaquiles.
So anyways, we were very full. So we continued walking down Pixar Pier. He got a churro at Senor Buzz Churros. And we hopped on the Mickey Wheel of Death. Although we didn't go on the death side. We just went on the non-swinging. I wasn't going to do the swinging
that
side.
line felt way too long.
It was. It
that
took
was
longer than...
For a freaking Ferris wheel. Anyway.
It did feel longer than it was. But as we watched, I wanted to watch the little green men perform.
Oh, yeah.
And this waiting line just took longer. And we kind of missed it, but we also kind of watched it from the ride.
Yeah.
Because we were sitting there and I was like, I hear them. And we were kind of like shoving our eyeballs out the sides, watching them. And then after we got off, we decided I had never played a game at the Pixar Pier game station, like the arcade games. I don't remember what they're all called.
They're not arcade. They're more like
fair games.
Yeah, like when you go to the county fair.
Yeah. So we decided to pay a stupid amount of money.
$10 for a stuffed animal, basically.
For like 3 seconds of gameplay. But we won our doggies a stuffed animal. It was the little cleaning robot from Wall-E. So they got a new little toy and they're so happy. They loved it. And then after that, we got another puppy update. And Roxy was snuggling with her little friend Mira.
Yeah.
But we went ahead and went on over.
Jeez.
We did Incredicoaster. And so from this point on, we use lightning lanes for everything.
Yeah, and it was so nice.
Oh, yes. All right. Yes.
We practically walked onto every ride from here on out. And I'm just going to say, it's pretty nice. Like, the problems aside of giving Disney all this extra money and it's causing other problems and blah, blah, right. It's a whole nother story that you said you'd get into. But
Another time.
With all that aside, it was so nice. Like, we just like, oh, we can do this one. And so, you have to schedule them in advance and you get an hour window. But it's like, oh, our time for this ride is here. So we would head to that area and we just walk right on. Essentially, we never waited more than like 5 minutes for a ride. It was nice.
Yeah, I think...
I'm ruined.
I was going to say, I don't think he's going to go back and not get lightning lanes from this point on. I was even texting my best friend. I was like, he's gone to the dark side, which, by the way, she is a huge fan of lightning lanes. So she's like, he's seen the light. I was like, no. So I think between Mason and I trying it this summer with our friends, Mason's never going back to standby. And now I'm like, well, poo.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
All right. Well, we did Incredicoaster and that was fun. Another one that I start to not feel super great on, but usually just like the last few seconds, but I survived. And then we went over because it was music time. So I had planned, they had some music starting at 1:30 over there in the Paradise Gardens area. So I said, we're going to get some Food and Wine Fest food. We're going to take it on over and we're going to listen to some music and chill and relax. And it was lovely. It was shaded. The food was good. We got the asada dos.
Yep. Something like that.
That was really good.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
I was going to do like a food breakdown review, but I just don't want to make this episode. It's already pretty long.
I was going to say, we've been talking for like a million hours.
Yeah, well, you can press pause when you're done. When you're sick of hearing and you need a break from us, you can press pause and come back later.
Or you do like I do. I listen to all my podcasts in 2x, so it goes by a lot faster.
You could do that. I can't do that. But anyways, that meal was good. And we listened. It was a Hawaiian band that was playing. They were so good.
They were really good.
They were so good. And they played this one song. I recorded it. I don't know what it did to my brain, but it was like... Oh my God. It was just like, it's like when you were watching the lights at the Sorcerer Mickey float. I was like, I don't know what this is, but it's hitting all the right things.
It just like
now.
tickles the right spot.
Oh, it was so good. So then after that, we went on over to Schmoozie's and we got shakes. We were going to get the waffles, the hazelnut waffles, but we didn't read the fine print on our Sip and Savor. We thought it was part of Sip and Savor. It wasn't. So
No.
I just didn't want to spend an extra like $13. So we just got I got a smoothie. He got a shake. Then we were going to do Animation Academy. I love Animation Academy. And I even bought a new little book. So I saw on TikTok, Megan the Magical Millennial has a little drawing book that she keeps in her backpack. And when she goes to Animation Academy, she adds to it. Because, you walk out, you have those big pictures, and you're kind of like, what do I do with this now? And you usually throw them away. So I bought this cute little $10 drawing book on Amazon that would fit in my Loungefly. And I never got to use it.
We checked the line twice that day, and both times it was ridiculous. It was like out the building.
Yes, it was literally out the building, sitting on Hollywood Boulevard. It was insane. It was going to be probably 45 minutes for Animation Academy. That's wild.
Yep.
So we did not do that. We continued on, and we went and did Little Mermaid, and we got to see Big Papa. I love that ride for not just that reason, but
in case you can't hear it, my eyes are rolling around in my head right now.
So we did Little Mermaid. I love that ride. It's so fun. I like
it's a cute
dance
ride
and sing.
Yeah.
And then I went shopping at Pandora, and that was great. I got the new Hatbox Ghost charm. It's so cute.
Oh, your trash can. Yeah.
He says it looks like a trash can.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
That's dumb.
Then we continued on with the music because we were all about the food and the music. So we sat on now the pier, the Paradise Pier, and there was a Latin band.
Oh, they were amazing.
She was so good. Yeah, they were all so good. So got up and danced for a while and just sat and listened to them. They sang a bunch of songs in Spanish. I didn't know a single word, but boy, was it fun.
It was really fun.
I loved it.
They were so good.
They were great. Then we continued on. We got some more Food and Wine Fest food. Rewind. Skirt. Before we went on Little Mermaid, we got that chicken waffles mole thing.
Oh, yeah.
That was disgusting. Look, I'm not going to do a food review on anything. That was awful. 0 out of -5 out of 10. Don't get it.
I wasn't a fan.
Gross.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It was so gross. So anyways, we went over to Avengers Campus because got a lightning lane. We were going to do Guardians again.
Yeah, boy.
So we did Guardians again. We got more Food and Wine Fest food. We got 3 dishes that time. So it was about 6 o'clock already.
Yeah. That day flew by.
Whoa, it did. We were so tired, though.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was dragging by like noon already.
Look, I don't know if I can do 2 back-to-back days like that.
We're going to start a new gym, and it's just going to be like prepping for Disney. So if you want to join in on us, it's just like a lot of eating and walking and eating and walking just to prep yourself and waiting in lines, right? Because that's what you need for back-to-back Disney days. So
yeah, so we were struggling. Our bodies were hurting. My tried and true Skechers sandals that I have worn so many times, they were doing me dirty. So we went over to the Grand Californian and found some comfy chairs and chilled out for a bit.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was nice. I actually fell asleep for probably 10 minutes or so.
Yeah. And then we went off and we had a lightning lane for Soren. So we hit up Soren. And we got this guy after that. We went over to Clarabelle's and got him the banoffee banana.
Oh, I didn't actually tell you about that, did I?
No.
Because we went to the colored thing, but it was so good.
I think you were so tired at that point that like words just were not. I think I asked, how was it? And you're just like,
yeah,
like, you weren't talking anymore.
I don't remember. Even the waitress would come up and be like, you guys need anything? Like, oh, I'm good. Like, yeah, I don't remember talking much the rest of the night, but that banana whatever they called it was really good.
Yeah, the toffee banana chocolate.
100%. That was part of our thing, but if they, because it's not even on their menu. I forget what restaurant that is.
It's the Clarabelle's ice
that
cream
one, yeah.
parlor.
So I don't even think it's on their normal menu, but if they ever put it on the menu, definitely go check it out because it is really good.
Well, it's a Food and Wine Fest item.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that
if they
should
ever
be
make it permanent.
That's something they should make permanent, and if they do, I would definitely recommend checking out.
I've heard from a lot of people it's good. I don't like toffee, so I didn't want any of it, but yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Then we had World of Color dessert party tickets. You have never done that. I've done it a few times. I love enjoying World of Color with the dessert party. Take all my money. It's a far superior way to do it. I have done World of Color not that way many times. There have been a few times I've gotten very lucky thanks to casts. So one time we went with my group of girlfriends and we had a friend that was, she was having some ailments. We call her Tiny Tim now because she was Tiny Timmin'. But she was having some ailments and she had to use a cane. Like she was struggling to walk. So we had asked the cast members, like there's the disability area, if she could just go in and sit down because it was really hard. She had vertigo really bad. And they actually let all of us in and she got to sit on the bench. We sat on the ground, but it was really great. Very, very kind and generous of them. And then another time, a cast member overheard, I was there with another friend. They overheard me saying, "Oh my God, I forgot to get our World of Color." It was like shortly before, like the show was about to start. And he was kind of like, "Hey, psst, it's just the two of you. Come on in here," and snuck us into the reserved area. It was the standing area, but it was superior. But you and I have, when we went one other time, it was terrible.
Oh, it was the worst experience because
it was terrible.
We were crammed in like sardines. It was the end of the night. My back was killing me. I couldn't even like lift my leg to stretch my back because we were crammed in so tight.
And we were right up front.
Oh, and we were getting sprayed with water. It was just miserable.
I could barely open my eyes to watch the show because the water's just spraying in my face. So when I proposed to him, I was like, I know, I really want you to see the World of Color show and enjoy it. Like, what say you about this dessert party? And he's like, I don't care. I get to sit. I don't care what it costs. Do it.
Sold.
So it is $89, something like that. You get preferred seating, so you get to sit down, tables and chairs. They have short tables and they have tall tables. You can request your preference. I like the tall tables. And then you get a box of 4 desserts, and then there's meat and cheese and like crudité and crackers.
A collectible pin.
Oh, I got the sparkle one.
The rare.
I got the ultra rare one.
Rare.
Yep. And then you got the ultra. So
the
I got
uncommon.
I got the rare. You got the ultra. Oh my God. Yes. I was so excited about it.
And then you also get 2 alcohol drinks.
Yes. You get unlimited drink. Well, you get 2 alcohol drinks, but then everything after that is you can get unlimited tea, unlimited soft drinks.
Soda pop.
Water. They have specialty cocktails, coffee, hot chocolate, hot tea. So you can.
It's so worth the money, even just for the food and the drinks, the alcohol drinks. Right, that alone is worth the money. But then to be able to sit through the World of Color, so worth it.
And the show was so great.
It was a cute show.
The ladies that we sat with were pretty funny.
Yeah.
The mom. So the daughter. It was a mom and daughter, adult daughter. They were there together. And again, you get 2 alcoholic drinks per person, right? And the daughter was pregnant. And so the mom was drinking her drinks. And so the waitress came up at one point and asked the daughter, like, "Are you ready for another cocktail?" And the daughter was like, "No, not yet." And the mom was like, "No, she's ready." She's ready. And we like turned and looked at her like, "Whoa, lady." Because we didn't know at that point that she was pregnant because she was sitting down. So we kind of like looked at her like, "Whoa, take it easy, like pushing those booze a little hard." And then that's when the mom said, "Oh no, she's pregnant and I'm drinking them. Yep. I'm ready."
She's like, "I'm ready for 2 more."
Yeah, she was partying. We're like, "All right,
she
pop
was
off."
Fun. Yeah.
It was funny. And then they gossiped about some people in their hometown.
Yeah.
I for sure was like listening like, "Ooh, wait, what? Who?"
The seating arrangement's weird because it's 4 people, but you're all kind of seated around the back side of the table so that you face the water.
Yeah.
And so like I was seated.
Seated.
I English, I promise. So I was seated behind Ginny
Yeah.
and next to the mom, which it was kind of a weird arrangement, but it actually makes sense once. Like originally I was like, well, this is dumb because I was already tired and grumpy and they made me go sit in the back. But then I was like, oh, actually this makes a lot of sense. So it's a little awkward at first, but then it makes total sense once you realize where the lights and the water and the show is.
How it's set up. I'm actually really glad that you brought that up because I forgot about mentioning that. So every other time that I've done the dessert party, it's been a big enough group of us that we've had our own table or like 2 tables.
Oh.
So I didn't know that if it's just 2 of us that they were going to sit us with 2 more strangers to make a 4-top.
Yeah.
So I guess just like be aware of that, listener. If you decide to do that, you could potentially be with, if there's just a couple of you or like one of you with some strangers. But I mean, it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's just be aware.
For most of it, it's the show. So it's not like you're talking anyway.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So then we watched the show and the park closed after that. And they were like, go on, get. And we hobbled back and I was like, let's just get an Uber. And he was like, no, let's just keep on trekking.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, went back to the hotel and thankfully, because the park closed at 9 that night, it was an early night. And
we didn't miss out.
We didn't miss out and it was much needed. I was actually pretty happy that the park was closing that early because I would have felt I was ready to go after World of Color for sure. And if it had stayed open, I would have felt like I was missing out.
Yep.
And like I should have stayed longer.
Same.
But we didn't have a choice. So off we went. And as we left, Disneyland was doing their fireworks. And then we went home the next day. We got to sleep in.
And it was pouring the next day.
It was. Guys, we lucked out.
We lucked out so much.
Yeah. Yep. We left about 1 o'clock in the afternoon was when we flew home. So we got to sleep in and just kind of take our time. And then now we're back home and we're sad.
Yep.
So, my darling, my little Disney schmoodle bug, what would you say after all of this trip are some of your big takeaways?
On the surface, the upgrades like the dessert party and the guided tour, they look, you're already paying however much money for the flight, the hotel, the park tickets, right? Mm-hmm. So these extra add-ons look like, especially if you're like me, you're a banker. Shout out to my other bankers. These extra add-ons look like a lot of money.
He's not really a banker as a professional. He's just cheap.
Sorry, I'm just cheap. It's those of you that know, you know.
We call him a banker, yeah.
So those extra add-ons, they look like a lot, and they're hard to justify on paper when you're looking at it. But, trust me, when you're in the park and those benefits are coming at you, like the extra, the dessert with the party and the chair that you get or the reserved area to just stretch your legs after a long day, oh my gosh, it's worth way more than that price tag. So it may look like a lot in the beginning, but it's worth it. And if you really want a good experience, I say do it. Because to me, the experience you get and the added food and drinks and all that is always worth more than that price they give you. Like I thought $100 was going to be a lot for that tour. Yeah. But with how much expertise that woman had and, you got a little dessert, so it wasn't worth it for the food. But then we got the extra ride. We got to go straight in. Like it was... We were literally celebrities.
Nighttime viewing area.
Yeah, I was getting there, but
sorry.
Yeah, the ride, like doing the storybook ride, it was cool because there was quite a line, and we just walk right up like celebrities. We were like push everybody to the side, and they open the gates for us, and they're just like
angels sang.
They sang, and we're like, these kids are getting on next, and I was like, that's right. It's worth it. It was just so cool, and then the reserved area, and it's so nice.
It's just like,
it was.
You're stepping on. No, that's
I was like,
great.
Step aside, peasants.
Oh my God.
I'm coming through. No, but I'm just like, sorry, to be serious though, those extra add-ons are worth it. If you really want the true Disney experience, especially if you're only doing this, once in every couple years, you're not like
once in your life.
Yeah, or once in your life. If you're not like my wife and you're not doing it every other week, right? if you're doing this very rarely, I say go for all the add-ons because you're not gonna regret it. I promise you.
Yeah. It's worth saving up and budgeting and figuring it out.
Yep.
To just have a really good high-end experience. You can still have an amazing experience at the parks without any of this stuff.
Yeah, my first 4 were all without any of the extra
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true. Other than like the Star Wars night.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we've done some good dining. Anyways, like when I first started going to the parks and it was just Mason and I was a single mom and I was real poor, and it was like my tax returns that I would use or I'd save all year to do it. I mean, we definitely didn't do all this extra fancy stuff, and we had some of the most amazing times. So it's for sure doable, but if you want, like you said, that higher end, like it is worth it, in my opinion, too.
It's so worth it.
It's worth it. And I don't know if I will ever be able to do World of Color without the dessert party. Like, if that's not an option, then I'm like, well, I guess I'll just go do something else. Like, I'll go ride set. Like, I'll go figure something else out. I'm not doing
for sure. No, I get it.
So, all right. So, here's a really important question for you.
I do.
When are you going back?
I don't have a time set, but I know it's probably going to be sooner than my budget likes. But I'm sold on, like I said at the beginning, I'm sold on the area. I really like the beach and just the atmosphere of that part of California. So hopefully soon.
Hopefully
we'll
soon. See. Yeah, that's great.
I mean, if you budget right and you keep your eye on deals, every once in a while good flight deals come up, and hotels really aren't too bad. So it just depends.
Yeah. All right, cool. So in like next month. Cool, great.
I mean,
he's not saying no. Oh my God, he didn't say no.
look, if we could just get like a couple 100,000 more listeners, make a few bucks on this podcast, then I would say yes to every other week.
That's great. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing the trip and just letting the listeners get to know you, especially from the perspective of someone who's not, quote unquote, a Disney adult. Like a lot of, obviously, the guests that come on here are very deeply passionate about this. And I think it's nice to have a perspective of like a normal person.
You're calling me normal?
Only
in the Disney aspect.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fact that you're not.
Whew, you had me scared for a second.
Disney. No, everything else, certainly not.
Okay.
But so I thank you. Thanks for coming along, spending a few hours with me. Would you come back?
Yes.
Great. All right.
Definitely.
And that, my friends, brings us to the end of our little trip down Disneyland Lane. Boo Boo, thank you so much for joining me today and for being the best park partner a girl could ask for. And to all of you listening, thank you for coming along with us, whether this episode had you laughing, taking notes for your own trip, or just daydreaming about your next visit. I am so, so grateful you spent the time with us. Now, before I let you go, I have to tell you about our next episode because I am beyond excited. We have another very special guest joining us. Michael Holland is going to be sitting down with me. Michael is an author of The Year Before Disneyland and the host of the wonderful From Out of the Past podcast and a wonderful supporter of this little show. If you love Disney history, and I mean deep, rich, before the gates even open kind of history, you are not going to want to miss this conversation. Michael brings such a thoughtful perspective to the stories behind the stories. And I cannot wait for you to hear it. So make sure you're following or subscribed wherever you listen so that this podcast lands right in your feed the moment it drops. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to follow, rate, and even leave a little review. It truly helps more Disney dreamers discover the magic of the parks. You can, of course, connect with me on Instagram at Once Upon a Castle Podcast or on TikTok at Virginia K. West. Until next time, my friends, keep the magic alive, keep the memories close, and as always, I'm wishing you a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Mahalo.
Bye-bye.
Oh, bye-bye. Love you, bye.